7 weeks ago, I accidentally moved to New York City. These are sentences that financially no one ever really wants to say, but here we are. Venmo will be accepted at this time. How does one accidentally move to New York City, you may ask? Well, what started out as a 2-week visa change application turned into a multi-week delay and far more adventures than I ever bargained on having. The France side of things was really hectic, and that's an entire separate story for a different video. But then the NYC side of the pond, may I say, boy, did I see a lot spiritually. New York City had been on my mind for a couple of years, and so when the opportunity came to come and sublet and do my visa change here, I said, yes, of course. And I'd been to New York City before, and I had been seeing some things as I had flown over New York. And sometimes I will look out a plane window and ask God to show me, and as I wasn't seeing at all, to be quite honest. And so when God intentionally invited me to come, and not just to come, but to do some spiritual mapping here, I was apprehensive and sadly expecting a whole bunch of darkness or something. Instead, I should know better, and I'm learning. The darkness always comes and spins a really big narrative about how and what we should be looking for and how places and people are scary. Isn't that really what it's all about? The narrative. From the skies, I had watched an encroaching darkness and things that were moving into the city. And as I pulled into Grand Central Station for my international flight, after lugging a suitcase through the subway station, because yes, I live in Paris and I'm used to hauling things through the metro, I had a messy bun on top of my head and a 35-pound suitcase, and I became aware of someone who was standing 30 paces away. She muttered, she didn't want to be seen, and then I felt like a hit my head invisibly. Well, we are off to a great start was kind of my reaction. And I just kind of sat there because I know the drill at this point. Like I just passed by and I was like, bless you. Thank you for cursing me. Jesus is more powerful. He loves you. Have a great day. And then a few nights later was, of course, not surprised to be woken up seeing this huge woman stomping over the West Village in the spirit. She had this long, shining hair, and she looked like she had some ideas about this place. And just rolled over. It was 3 a.m. I'm like, Holy Spirit, who is that? And I heard that's the false mother over New York City. Go back to sleep. Reader, I, in fact, did go back to sleep. But here's where my previous Paris experiences and experiences in other cities really stood me in good stead. Instead of curling myself up in knots, attempting to kick someone out or saying, the darkness is consuming, I decided to take a walk because stability and peace actually matter. And I decided to ask my dad about it. And I just said, God, what are you saying about New York City? And that careful, answering, deep, trustworthy, faithful voice that I know who can cut through all that noise answered because he never fails. Say, I have collected the fatherless to the city so that I can father them. As I listened, my eyes pricked with tears. The common denominator to help make sense of everything that's happened here was in the room already. No darkness has been missed. Nothing has been overlooked. No strategy has been left undone. It's everything. Sharing quite a bit more of what I saw spiritually in New York City. And if light offends you, because you probably won't be your page, because light is really offensive. It shows up where it's not supposed to be, among those it never should, and where we just don't see it. Thank God I know that because the light showed up for me. And so I'm going to be sharing a few more things about what I saw spiritually in New York City. So if you're into that, you should come follow along. And there, I'm Mary. I write and speak on the spiritual realm, but only with Jesus. And if that's something that really interests you, you should come follow along. I have a lot more videos where this one came from. And also, I have an online community that meets twice a week. If you want a free preview that, it's in the bio. There's a 37-minute video that kind of helps you unpack what we're all about and get a little bit more in depth than one can get into on a comment section. But I'm really glad that you're here. And again, like most things in life, it's never an accident.